Shalom, family. Glory be to God. Blessed be the Lamb forever and ever. Welcome to Revelation. Welcome to the final chapter, the midnight hour, the beginning of the end, the calm before the storm. It is the end. Let that sink in. This is it, folks. The whole lunch about it is on the table. All of the players' hands have been shown. Okay? Everybody knows what's up. There's a strange feeling in the air. The feeling of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not quite fear. It's the feeling of something is fucked up. Something is coming. Something is possible. Something has changed. What has changed is there's nowhere else left to hide. And it is a terrible situation for them, quite frankly, for everyone involved. It is a bad situation. The country can't really move on. It can't survive it. It can't survive it. To survive it, it would have to, it would need the acceptance of more of the population than they have. One's a choice of beliefs and gods and faiths notwithstanding, it can't move on. This is a loggerheads. This is a conflagration. This is a spiritual conundrum. It can't move forward. Something has to give. Something has to give. And besides that, it's very dangerous. This is dangerous. To do nothing is more dangerous than to do something. What do you think happens if you do nothing? That they stop? That they worship something else? Believe something else? Alter their ways? Change their behaviors? Is that what you're expecting? No. No. You doing nothing would be giving them the equivalent of carte blanche to do whatever they want to do. That's how they operate. I'm sorry to say that. They will have learned nothing. This is something that they have been doing for centuries. Centuries. And that's to be thought of in a contemporaneous way, even when we're speaking of centuries, because actually it goes back thousands of years. It goes all the way back to the Bible. It goes all the way back to the Bible. We've seen it several times throughout the Bible with several different races of peoples throughout the Bibles. Jesus hated some of them. He hated a lot of them, actually. But anyway, for obvious reasons. So where do we go from here? On the one side, we have in its membership or within its ranks, every possible race, creed, culture, sexual orientation, belief that you could think of. There is a representative of every race there. Likewise over here. We have a representative of every race upon this planet, as do they. The difference is one is good and one is evil. Maybe it still haven't sunk home yet that they're evil. Maybe what's finally hitting home is that standard matters. And at this very moment, it's not their standard that actually matters. This is why everything is quiet and silent. Finally, they're understanding that they mean absolutely nothing. This is how nothingness feels. You must be quiet and hope that whatever is coming don't get to you. And it's coming, whatever it is. Like I said a couple of days ago, this is the pathway to Armageddon if, if we're not careful. I can't think of a better, I mean, personally, as someone looking forward to the fight, I can't think of a better opportunity. As far as I'm concerned, this is our first and our best opportunity to make this party pop. But that's me. That's me. Others are not looking for war. They don't understand. There's no way out of war. This is not something you're going to watch on the news. No, it's going to be happening on your street, on your block, in your neighborhood. It's going to be happening at the corner market. It's going to come to you, whether you want it to or not. But here's what's dangerous, about you doing nothing though. Have you thought about your children? Now others will say he is fomenting conflict. No, I'm not. I'm not fomenting conflict. Conflict will happen. It is almost ordained. There's no way out of it. Conflict will happen, not because it has to, but because of the recalcitrance of the victimizers. The recalcitrants are the perpetrators. And they believe that money and power will somehow save them, even when the eyes of the Lord will be set squarely upon their faces. There will be nowhere to hide, like there isn't now. Their photographs are everywhere. Well, anyway, let's go back a space. Go back to 1990. Every actor, every politician, this is what I knew back then. There was something wrong with them. Nobody knew who the hell they were. They just kind of popped up. It's sort of like everything else. They took from you shit like Nightline, Donahue Show, and when you woke up the next morning, it just wasn't on the air. Okay? And in this place, they had brought you debauchery, as in Steve Wilkos, degeneracy, as in Jerry Springer, with millions of our brothers and our sisters, both in culture and what you would call in faith, were indulging in it, having their minds turned to mush, and it reflected. See, I learned a long time ago. What is it? Does reality reflect entertainment, or does entertainment reflect reality? It's one or the other. It's one or the other. How do you want to look at it? How do you want to look at it? Because right now, this is the horror show. This is, I mean, it's like walking in. It's like working security at this huge ass building, and you cool. It's already spooky, and you're making your rounds. But there's that one door that you just don't want to open. You just don't want to. For some reason, that door right there, you don't mind opening every other door to every other room and doing your job. But that one has a certain feel to it, and you don't want to deal with it. So you leave it. But one day, you finally walk your ass in there, and you turn the light on, and you walk into the masquerade ball with all of your favorite actors, all of your favorite politicians, and all some of your favorite athletes. They're all in there acting strange and engaging in strange behavior. Now, again, one does what one does. I'm all about free will. At the end of the day, like I said, certain things just accept on this premise. One of those things is free will. The other one is there's no way out of one of us dying. It's just not. And the quicker that the other accept the premise, the better. It's what soldiers do. It's what perpetrators do, and cops and robbers and shit like that. It's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the yin yang. I mean, you you do A and then B happens almost automatically. And the only way out of B happening is that you don't do A. There's absolutely no way out of B if you open a pathway to A. But no one seems to get that these days. So how does the battlefield look now? Well, can we be honest? We may as well be frank at this point, and Larry and Susie too. Why not? I mean, who cares? I mean, we're all like acting like we drunk. We're all acting like it would just go the fuck away, or that it ain't real. Oh yeah, it is real. It is real. But I have drifted. The dangerousness of you not doing anything. If you don't do anything, two things are going to happen, maybe three. Some of you who are not guilty will be seen and maybe even judged as guilty. Now, that's in God territory. But you will be seen as guilty in the flesh, as with other flesh eyeballs, as in your neighbors, as in your co-workers, and the man down the street who see you pass by every day. Okay? It's going, I mean, we have to think ahead here. If you open this door of doing nothing in the face of basically walking in on the equivalent of the masquerade ball, replete with vampires, cannibals, body snatchers, demons. I mean, have I left anything out? I mean, have I left anything out here? Zombies? I mean, evil spirits, conjurers, witches, warlocks, and they still showing me to this lady. Y'all are gonna get Miss Lady hit over here. If she come back in my feed one more time, talking about this is the most powerful princess of awareness and the highness of the Illuminati, I'm gonna do something personal to her. You might want to have the algorithm remove her from the feed. It's like she's trying to be seen at this point, and a bitch like her simply do not understand the level that we are playing at. We are not playing games. I will wipe her ass. I will wipe her ass. In fact, we shall consume her. Consume her in the sense of she has consumed spirits and blood and children. We shall suck the life out of her. The next time that you would see her, she would be looking gaunt and minus 40 pounds, just as she has consumed the other things. Now back to what I was saying. Keep her out of my feed. I have no real business with her. She's absolutely nothing. And I refuse to have a business with a nothing that's only an something in the eyes of people who believe in absolutely nothing, which makes her nothing. Are you following me? They believe in nothing. They've made her rich off of nothing. Did they tell her? I wonder if she told her about this shit, that this shit was coming. And yeah, she might want to stay off my feed because I'm pretty sure she's engaged in her share of blood drinking. I see no reason not to show up at her household with wooden stakes and a mallet. She can run, but we'll just throw the wood at her. we're not playing games. Fuck her. Okay? We're not playing games. Keep her out of my feed. That's twice. That's twice. Next time I show you. Next time I make her a fucking example. Which my ass, princess of highest, of the darkest, airest hour. I don't give a fuck what you label her. To me, to us, she's absolutely nothing. So back to what I was saying. It is a dangerous situation to not do anything. Okay? Very dangerous. Listen, think about your children. They're young, impressionable, innocent as far as it goes. They can't defend against the type of world that they would want to live in. They can't. Just as in, can't nobody do this shit properly but Generation X. That's it. I'm not I'm not casting aspersions on the other generations. No, we are the last of the Mohicans. Everything else was born on a damn cell phone, hooked to chips, wires, and spiritual understandings, which they don't even make their damn self. They just accept it as if it was always there. It was not. Someone wanted it there for them to act and see the way that they do. In many ways, they are the victims. I hate saying that because all of you are the victims. Could nobody, and Miss Soto was right. I said this old lady's name at least a dozen times in a damn year. She was right. Can't nobody do this but me. Can't nobody do this shit but fucking me. I'm sitting here witnessing this shit. Everybody's just sitting around like, well, what should we do? I don't know what the fuck you should do. I'm living your fucking experience. You understand me, right? Please understand what I'm saying. Start from the standpoint of I never wanted to be here in the first place. Point two, when I did get here, I wanted to kill you all. Point three, I'm living your experience because I could not achieve neither one. Not as far as I wanted it. God said no. So now I'm forced to live your human experience. So, with that being said, what are you going to do? Scripture is clear what we're going to do. We're going to kill them. We're going to kill them. There's nowhere for them to hide, and even the rocks will give them up. You ever seen rocks talk? Well, they do. Just like the bushes, they talk too, even when they're on fire. They'll still talk. They have been known to. Can you imagine them trying to hide behind boulders, and the boulders are telling are speaking, saying, there's one hiding over here. Quick, come and kill him before he flees. This is what the rocks will, even the rocks are going to give them up. But there's nowhere to hide. Just find God. Toss away all of your billions. Go to ground. When I found myself in this type of situation once or twice, I knew what to do. I went to ground. You know what to go to ground mean? Figure it out. Go to ground. You have to, if I'm you at this point, I go to ground. I be still. I don't move. I don't even cast a fucking shadow. I blend in. I'm not trying to carry around the weight of what once was. That's what the fuck I'm running from. But they're not going to do that. See? Neither will they find God. And I feel so bad about saying it because it's like I'm saying, don't find God. In fact, read that the last statement. Maybe they will find God, some of them, because I can't say that. That was awfully, I was out of bounds. In no way was I not out of bounds to say, but they're not going to find God. No, I can't couch them in that way. That would be unfair. That would be, but Jesus has found you. That's for damn sure. Jesus got a list. With names. Oh boy, this is a bad day. And that means if Jesus has the list with the names, God has the list with the names, all of the angels have the list. I mean, the population has a list. Foreign populations been had the list. And man, I don't know what you do. You may have to go to plan B. And I would imagine that plan B would be what we're gonna do when they rise up against us. That would be plan B. Will we be killing them all? Or trying? Well, that would bring about Armageddon. That'd be a bad move. That's a guaranteed pathway in short order. You see, you have to understand, man, you don't understand, do you? God sped things up. And ever since he sped things up, your time has been off. All plans have been off kilter. This is why all of this is happening so fucking fast. They don't know where they are on the timeline, your words timeline, anymore. What you call a timeline, I would call the spiritual evolution of man. But you see it as a timeline, same difference. Same difference. I have to figure out some of these millennial ass words. A timeline. You know how long it took me to figure that out? Because I'm a smart guy and I don't like to ask people questions. And I couldn't get a damn straight answer, logical answer online. But then one day it made sense to me because I defined it like I just did. Oh, you mean the natural evolution of spiritual evolution of man from any starting point in time to any end time. Timeline. Okay, god damn it. God damn it. All these new words, and they're unnecessary. Anyway, it's dangerous to not do anything. And I don't believe that I'm using terminology like this. Like this. They will eat you. They will eat you. Okay? There's nothing that they won't do at this point. I've seen no level of depravity. I just don't think that there is anywhere else to go beyond where they've already been in terms of degeneracy, devaluement of life, depravity, and things of that nature. There's nowhere else for this to go, neither do you. It's not something that you just suck it up. And I would think that once you have the taste of human flesh in the mouth of a human, and it's so many of you guys. How'd they get you? Man, I can't wait to sit down with one of you. If you be so brave. You shouldn't be so brave. But it's weird. It's so many of them. It's so many that you ask yourself, which came first? The depravity or the money? The depravity or the lifestyle? Which was more? Man, move. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But which came first? Talking to my dog. Well, someone else's dog. Which came first? Them? Did they become that way or were they born that way? True that God says some of them are born evil in the womb. This is true. I hate to say it, but it is true. It is true. But that's neither here or there. No, it's a dangerous proposition to not do anything, to have tens of thousands of people in this country, and really, I'm being conservative. Really, it's hundreds of thousands. No, actually, it's millions. It's millions who have this disrespect for life and God to the point that it has become an obvious test of wills. I mean, especially now. And again, I could be wrong. The enemy has been losing rank and file soldiers for 3 summers. Okay? There should be nothing left but the hardcore evil and the darkest of the dark, and those who have planned to fight to the very end. And it is a glorious thing to do battle in the times of Armageddon and the fucking apocalypse. Only those should be left. Only those who believe that they can win against the essence of God, which I must state again, if he think it, then it is, and if he states it, then it becomes. I would never do battle with such a entity. I would never do battle with such a thing. Even with me thinking as glorious as I am, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do, yeah. And he can thank your ass right out of not doing it. Speak your ass on your knees. Speak you into having no wings. Speak you into you not being able to even explain yourself. So why would I fight? Well, that's not me. But that's where we are now. And there's no way out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way out. As a matter of fact, it's gonna evolve whether you do something or not. It's going to evolve. Okay? And there will be repercussions even upon each other. I mean, what I mean by that is, think of a situation where everybody have something on everybody. Everybody is blackmailing everybody or helping somebody else keep this awful secret. This is the glue that binds every last one of them. The glue that binds, okay? It's the glue that binds. Now multiply it by millions, and they make up every vestige of society. We're only seeing the socialites, billionaires, actors, actresses, Hollywood elites, political elite, but it's deeper than that, and it's much more vast than that. Now, I don't resent that, but what I do resent, hold on, but what I do resent is the secrecy of it all. They know who we are. They know that we are the believers. They have put themselves off as either being agnostic about the situation in terms of belief, or at the very least, not the Antichrist, or not outright devil worshippers, which they are, each and every last one of them. And again, maybe even that is a antagonistic term. Maybe I shouldn't even call them that. It's just another, as far as we're concerned, it's just another belief system. It just has taken a terrible turn. We would not have thought that they have brought a belief system from the Canaanite era, basically, into 2026, and they did it secretly, okay? And through this secrecy, they have managed to control America and if not the world. Now, think about this. War after war after war. Where's all your money going? All these what you think of as messed up decisions. No, they're doing a devilish agenda, point blank, to destroy what is left of this country, which I won't be getting into tonight. But that's a whole different thing. They have weaponized everything around them against all things good. Everything and everybody that they possibly could weaponize, they've already done it. And even with that, it is too late. Anyway, it's dangerous to not do nothing. And I shudder to offer recommendations. I really do. Because we really don't want to get too deeply involved in man's decisions at this point. We don't. I know I don't. I don't want to influence things one way or the other. No. This must be it itself out. It must be it itself out. It is a man-made scenario with the devil. See, it would be a different if there wasn't man-made agreements with the devil. There is. There is. This country is built on it. Witchcraft didn't start in fucking Salem, Massachusetts. Witchcraft started in Europe before they got here. Half of Washington, if not all of it, is built on some symbolic image of some goddess, like or some fake ass god. I'm telling you. Then you toss in the masonry architecture, stupid shit, most stupid shit. See, it's always been like that. It's always been into dark shit. But when you think about it, why wouldn't it be? If you think of all of the horrible shit that this country was founded on, and you ain't got to the era of when they were still in Europe after killing each other century after century after century after century in the hot blazing snow, or they finally you have you ever seen a down countryside and the snow littered with blood and bodies? Me neither, but I've seen pictures of it. It's an ugly ass sight. I mean, it is an ugly sight. Blood looks like blood, even on white snow from a distance. It doesn't reflect like the snow. Anyway, I'm going into detail. But anyway, I've seen some dark shit. This is some of it, the darkest. You've been taken over. You've been taken over. You really what you need is an army of exorcists. You need gallons and gallons and gallons of holy water. We should just shit. That's going to be one of our primary weapons. And I may or may not be saying this shit tongue in cheek, but I see no reason not to have, as a matter of just prepper, of just being said for the zombie fucking apocalypse, you should have gallons of holy water too. It doesn't hurt to have a couple of wooden stakes, and you can make your own wood nut bullets. The bullets inside of my gun, at least in one of these magazines, have the last name Barnes on them. Barnes. Barnes. But like where it would normally say Smith & Wesson, well, they say Barnes. Okay? So when I shoot somebody, they will know exactly where to come. Because it would be the easier, milk it for all it's worth. Milk it for all it's worth. And you find that shell and you hold that shell, and then you saw that goddamn in the case. Because you're going to be right. It ain't but one goddamn man shooting that type of round that leaves a shell with his own last name on it. This is ridiculous. Why did he do it? Well, because he ain't trying to hide. And he meant whatever he shot, he meant to shoot it. That's why he didn't try to pick up the shells or anything. He'll be waiting on us. Wondering what the hell took so long. Damn. How much clearer can it be? But anyway, you can't just do nothing. Okay? That's not an option. That's not an option, and I hesitate to proffer a recommendation or anything else that would influence anything. Let's let the devil and man and his understandings with man finish out their bid. What I would call let's let the situation develop further. It's not quite ripe, but it's ripe enough to where that fruit is going to hit the ground. It's going to hit the ground. There's no way out of it. They sit there and they're like mice and quiet, surrounded by their wealth and all that coldness. You know what I'm saying? That coldness. I'm glad I'm not them. The coldness of even being in the house with each other as they going through it. And they realize that the list is out now with their names. And brothers and some sisters, how y'all end up on this list? But once again, we knew in 1990 that these people are strange. Nobody knew where they came from. All of it's like when cable TV went. I mean, when the rabbit ears went, it'll, it'll like starting a whole new era. Nobody know where any of these people came from. Once you get past the era of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that era right there, late 80s, everything else just appeared. They just appeared. Okay? This is a fact. I want to go down the list of them, but they just appeared. You had a couple off the Kit Kat Club or the Mickey Mouse Club, and that turned out to be one hell of a club. But otherwise, they just fucking appeared. Then they went to talking about clones. Then they went to cloning Dolly. Anyway, there's always a pathway, and you have been tricked, deceived, completely deceived. But once again, there was no way out of the deception. But you're not deceived anymore. They've laid their cards on the table, even if inadvertently. Their cards are on the table. There's no way out of what's there, the reality of it. The reality. Think about that. I mean, really think about that, because they are. They are. Some of them are fleeing the country as I speak. Others are, man, they having mental breakdowns and emotional states that they haven't had in a very long time. Some of them since childhood. This hurts. This is dangerous. I feel it in my gut for them. This is bad. It's the kind of bad that changes people. It's the kind of bad. Hmm. Let me tell you something. An attempt on your life changes your reality forever. Forever. It changes everything, and everybody around you will never be looked at the same. If you want to remain alive, and apparently I didn't for 5 motherfucking times. No, that's just a joke. They were just that good, and I didn't give a fuck about dying because I know the deal. No, we're gonna see this one through to the very fucking end. It's to the apocalypse or bust. Is it to the apocalypse or die trying to get there? Which way is that son bitch? Because that's the way we going. Wherever we see the smoke and the screaming, and we smell the smell of diesel and blood and feces, we will know that is the apocalypse. It is that way. And we'll be headed that way. But finally, they have nowhere else to go but there. But there. Or do they? I don't know. Again, I hesitate because I don't want to speak nothing into their reality. Okay? If they in fact, we're gonna hit the brakes on that whole line of reasoning. No, let's let them play this one out as they normally would, without anyone else's input, which they have never valued unless they were using them or getting something out of them or maybe even employing them. Let's keep it along those lines. Let's let them smell the smell of their $100 bills in the midst of it, the smell of leftover fine wine in crystal glasses, the leftover cheese and a caviar that they did not complete because their stomachs are so churned up with nervousness and depression that they just can't eat because that's where they are now. They're being consumed by their own shit, and it has to be horrifying. I am so sorry. No, I'm not. No. And this is just the beginning. You can expect everything. Let me stop because at this point it's overkill. What I'm doing now is actually overkill. because words are weapons and words are the sword. And like I said, I personally believe that one signs that their own warrant, one walks their own plank, one imprisons themselves, especially when they have options. They still have options. And one of those options is to throw yourself on the mercy of the court, find Jesus, God, and you can denounce the devil. Just tell them, fuck them. Just tell them straight up, fuck you. I'm going to the people with it. Will that happen? I doubt it. But it would save at least them. That one. What save is, I don't know, because there's different levels to the shit. You're going to pay for what you've done. There's no way out of that either. There's no way out of that. And the devil is so fucking stupid that, I mean, it makes me wonder, did you think that God would actually give a damn at the end of the day about flesh? I mean, this is I'll use the final 15 minutes to discuss the situation with the controller of the whole affair. Did you really think that God would, at the end of the day, give a damn maybe about flesh and bone? If you leave him no way out but to get to you and yours, but to come through flesh and bone, then that's the way he's going. Do you not understand that? Once he has, man, brother, and let me take that back too. We're not brothers no more. At this state, I mean, you're not even angelic. You're not holy no more. You're not holy. Even after he first got here, he still had a semblance of holiness about him. This is how he was able to go back to heaven and talk to God. But over time, he's just gotten worse and worse and more hateful and more hateful. And then desperation set in as the centuries went by, and he knows the clock. He knows the date. Not the date, but he knows. And instead of him using these centuries and mega centuries to do some different shit, he used all of his time to do this shit or that shit that brings us to this shit. The point, the very shit that he didn't want to arrive at, that very point in time he never wanted to arrive at, he has driven himself there. Like a drunk man on a Friday night with not a fucking police in sight. No police in sight. Zigzagging everywhere. He gonna kill himself. Or eventually kill someone else. This is the end of his Friday night. No one knows it yet. Not even him. But as sure as he starts that fucking car up and go down that motherfucking road, he gonna kill somebody or he gonna wind up dead or hurt very seriously. Okay? No, there is no other way out. This would, you think it's a joke? No, there is no other way out. Once that commitment is fucking made, it's done. Someone's dead or someone's horribly injured. Guaranteed. Shit. They don't make it the fuck home. They kill somebody or they hurt themselves. You better hope for the police, because if you don't, that's what's going to happen. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Well, it's sort of like that. So, normally I would say, how did we get here? But it's so freaking obvious. It's a mixture. Like I was about to say earlier, mega centuries and time to do different shit. And we still arrive here at the stage of Armageddon. Forced, or shall I say, outmaneuvered and to your hand being laid bare, your plan being laid bare. Not just your plan, but the future plan, to the point that there's nowhere to go. It's zero sum. Who the fuck does that unless they serious about war? The only time that I make it zero sum is when I'm gonna hit this motherfucker. Okay? Like I told that dude. That's zero sum. Okay. If you do, then this is going to happen. And then that's going to happen too. And probably that. That's zero sum. I don't do that shit unless I mean to go violent, unless I mean to go to war physically, period. That's the only time. But in this case, he has created this zero sum situation of either we accept his children's, his believers' degeneracy and their need or their development or need for human flesh and sexual degeneracy, then what other option do we have except go to war with you or go to hell with you? It's one or the other. War or hell. War or hell. What were you doing? Did you, I mean, is this your final stages? Maybe, maybe I'm peeping the game wrong. Is this your final stages? Because this could be the final stages in his preparation, his laying out the battlefield. But I don't think he's doing that. It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way. I don't feel any from the other side. I feel fear. I feel silence and fear, not angst, not nothing. Come, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing that would bring forward or intone or want to settle this with violence. No, or with even spiritual warfare at this point. It's like walking in on some shit. The adults walked in and bam, what the fuck's been going on here? Everything. And what is that? Huh. And you in trouble. There is nowhere to go with it except how it's going out. I mean, how is it developing? Which is scary. Which is scary. Now, I am expected to lead the charge against you. You do understand that, right? I'm expected to lead the charge, and I'm trying to stay so much out of your business affairs here. Listen, you've been outmaneuvered. They have been outmaneuvered. Whoever they is, whoever been playing this game, whoever the victimizers are, you have been completely outmaneuvered. And must I say, you must be careful when you, man, y'all play a dangerous game with so lack of caution. I mean, it's none of my business, and I'm not your father's, and I feel kind of out of fucking place even telling you this because I went through the same shit. But sir, you might not want to have words with a woman that's already under duress, under political stress, that's and then have the power to harm you. That's not the woman who you have words with. You may want to have words with your wife. You may want to have words with your daughter, or maybe your niece, or maybe even your neighbor who annoys the hell out of you. But the woman who has the power, and man, oh, she was red. I've never seen her so angry. Honey, I was scared for you. I was scared for you. I looked at that. I looked at her picture one time and I knew you in trouble. I mean, do you read the Bible at all? It warns you about these kinds of situations. You'll need to get yourself a Bible. Anyway, you've been outmaneuvered, outplayed, and either force your hand out into the wide open where there's nowhere else to go with it, which you have, while at the same time, at least in its atonement of the climate, of the environment, you seemingly don't want war because we don't see you doing anything but digging holes at best. At this point, some of you not even answering your phones. I mean, it could be the publicist or the agent You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to talk to nobody. Right now, you want to talk to God. You really do. And I'm not talking to you on his behalf. No, I'm talking at you, not to you. I'm talking at you. There's a difference. You need to talk to him because you're on the list, the literal list. I mean, damn. And you niggas, how you get there? See, this is what happens when you want shit too much. When you just want what others have too fucking much. For real, for real. Some of you have went this far to where you, and how do you, man, I'm just trying to set the scene in my head. I'm not trying to be racist here. And you can't make me a racist. At best, I either love everybody equally or I hate everybody equally. And they said when I was 17 or so that he hates everybody equally rather than calling me racist because I was already there. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. It wasn't, I mean, that label didn't fuck me over. The Eskimo that did it. I don't give a, hey man, okay, what's some bitch's name? Because we're going to do his ass up. Eskimo. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But anyway, how'd y'all get there? I mean, you want things this bad. And I'm trying to see the environment in my head. And Lord, I see it. I see it as ugly. It's vile. You were subjugated, subverted, humiliated, surrounded by cultures and races that's not of you or of your family or of your God. Yet you find yourself in this situation because you wanted things. You didn't want to be in misery. You tried to escape the poverty of your black skin, maybe. You tried to become something that you otherwise would have never became. And child, that's exactly what you did. You have succeeded. You have succeeded as the other. And again, either I'm one of them children of integration. See, and I been overseas. So I have inherited a little bit of every fucking culture. But in terms of black and white, I would be, they used to call me a Oreo. Can you imagine that? I'm militantly black. And they were calling me Oreo. You know what Oreo mean? He's white on the inside and black on the outside. No, bitch, I'm undercover. Stupid motherfucker. You're slow as fuck. I mean, I'm undercover, bitch. Deep undercover. Anyway, anyway, man, all that glamour, glitz. I mean, man, I can't. You know what? You know that God is going to deal with you, especially, right? You do understand this. I mean, I don't. You're not. You're not. Man, I can't even get the words out. You're not quite the embarrassment that I thought you would be, and quite honestly, you were the likely suspects. I'm not surprised. I knew and said that everything that came about in those 90s with that generation should be looked at suspect. Turns out I was right. It's all of them. This is what I'm saying. We have a list with 300 plus names on it. That's trust me, that's only a fraction. And when you start to understand the the depth of what you were really involved in here, I mean, this goes all the way up to spy agencies, nation states, and a belief that we gonna somehow worship some god and rule the world. No, sir. No, you're on the eve of war and everything wants to kill you now. Welcome to their world. See how you suffer their fate? You suffered the same outcome. You suffered the same feelings. It suffered the same psychological turmoil and fear of what comes next. Everyone else, just pay fucking attention and don't be like them. But at the end of the day, not only is what it is, they have the opportunity, I would presume, as everyone else do, to find God. This would be your altar call. If I was the pastor, I would be sitting the chairs out there right now. Will you be coming today? Or will you run the risk of bumping into God's wrath of adjusters? Because they are coming. I guarantee you that they are coming. Okay? And there will be nowhere for you to hide. There is not a gate taut enough or a light bright enough or a lock strong enough to sustain you. So think about what you're doing. Make your choices wise. Think about self if you still have that fucking ability. This would be the time to think about self and only self. You stay clicked up with arrangements and understandings and the fear of if they find out, baby, they gonna find out. They already found out. They just after the juicy details, and they're gonna get those too. They're gonna get those too, and you will die a pain. You will die the death of 1,000 pinpricks, a slow, suffering, fearful, conscious of it coming type of situation. Okay, I'm just telling you before you get there. So whatever you are gonna do, you should do now. It's particularly with the 300 names on that damn list. I owe you nothing. This is public now. I owe you nothing. Your name is on the list given by man to man, and it fell in our hands. Okay? And not one person has stepped forward, and this is the ugliness of it. You can even step forward and say, hey, I may have been there, but I didn't do this. I didn't do that. You can't even save yourself, is what I'm trying to tell you. You have been outmaneuvered and outplayed. Next time, stick to games like spades, checkers, dominoes, even some croquet. This is not your game. Apparently, you've been outplayed, outmaneuvered, and not only that, had it narrated and called. And even though it was narrated and called out loud and logged by audio, you still wound up here. So don't make no more moves. This game is above you now. This is a time that you go to ground. Be still, be quiet, and hope the dust passes or the storm passes you without too much injury, but you're gonna give you a pound of flesh at the very least. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One.